My Man Godfrey. This is a movie made during the Great Depression, about the Great Depression. And it's about two social classes. You got the rich and you got the poor and the forgotten man, which is what good old Franklin D. Roosevelt called those who lost their jobs, were unemployed, or out there on the streets just trying to get by day, and how to get these forgotten men back into the employment line so they get back into a house and support their families once more. And this is basically what My Man Godfrey is about. Kind of begins, for those who don't know, with these rich socialites. They're in a game, a scavenger hunt game. And one of the items they have to find is a forgotten man to bring him in so they get points. Really shows kind of like how some of these people were naive at the time about the difficulties that the country was in. They run into a homeless guy named Godfrey, played by William Powell. Not Glenn Powell. I don't even know if he's related to Glenn Powell anyway. That would be pretty cool. Anyways, William Powell plays this, known for the Thin Man movies. I had to do some research for that one. I haven't seen a Thin Man movie, but they sound really interested, so I need to watch one of those. Anyways, back to My Man Godfrey here. And William Powell plays Godfrey, and Godfrey is kind of a mysterious character because he knows more than he should know for a man in his position. It's clear that he's well educated, though they kind of look down upon him because he's dirty, homeless, out there living in a garbage yard, dump yard. So even though he clearly is a very educated man and knows more than these socialites, they don't really take him very serious, except for one, the youngest daughter. She kind of falls in love with him. There's actually two daughters. We get the youngest one. She's very childish, naive, but she's a good girl. She wants to do right. You know, she wants to help people. Excuse me. She wants to help people. Then you got the older daughter. She's kind of naive too, but she's like the dangerous, naive type of person, where she thinks she knows more than everybody else. She thinks she's better than people. Both of these daughters continue to cause trouble. You know, they break stuff, and her dad has to pay the money. And this movie does kind of go about father figures, especially in this time period. The wife and the two daughters are kind of naive. You know, they're kind of glorying in the money that the father is making. You know, he's working hard. But when we see the father's character, he's always worrying, you know, looking over his books, over his finances. He loves his family, and he wants to keep them happy. And he's kind of like the leader of the family. You know, everybody kind of revolves around him. If you're going to compare this, look at Grapes of Wrath, where the father in that movie loses his job. And by doing so, he loses his place in the family, and it comes to the mother's responsibility to kind of be the glue. But this is different. I'm going to watch Grapes of Wrath again. I'll talk about it some other time. So we'll stick with My Man Godfrey here. But we kind of see this for the father figure here. And we see kind of Godfrey understanding what the father is going through. He offers to help him. But again, you know, because of his appearance, he doesn't look like somebody who would know how to help the father overcome the trials that they were having, which, you know, in the end, he's able to. The movie's really about, you know, how to get out of the depression. While it seems, you know, Roosevelt's, if you know anything about Roosevelt and his way of doing things, he was using the government to try to get the United States out of the depression. But this movie really focuses on, it's not the government who can do it. It's going to be capitalist, basically without saying capitalist, who's going to be able to get the country back on track, because it really emphasizes innovators. This is what Godfrey is. He's actually from a rich family. That's the mystery of it all. He kind of volunteers to be a homeless person because he was much like these two girls. He was kind of naive, thought he was better than people. But once he started living among the forgotten men, he realized that these men are truly forgotten, and their circumstances was none of their faults. You know, they just got swept away in this tragic event that put them in the position they were. But he has a good friend, and they kind of invest together and build up this community and business. And through this business, he's able to help those other forgotten men get out of their poverty state. This is a comedy. It's a light comedy. It's your 1930s comedy. And there were some parts that were funny, but it's more like a dramedy. It's more like a dramedy, to be precise. Recommend this one. I really love my man Godfrey. Like the character. I kind of wish he would have went with there's a little bit of romance. Don't look up their real ages, because for some of you might be like, oh, really? Because there's like a 15-year age difference. To me, it doesn't really bother me that much. I guess I grew up with that kind of stuff in Hollywood and movies, so, you know, after when you grow up with it, it doesn't really bother you that there's like a 20 years difference between the leading man and the leading woman. But honestly, I kind of felt like I wish he would have gotten with the older sister that seemed to be more akin, because with the other girl, it seems like he's going to be more like a father. It's not really like a mutual relationship, you know. He was always kind of like guiding her and teaching her. While the other one, you know, actually kind of challenged him a little bit, and he challenged her. Which I feel like they were more alike. But overall, it's a good movie. My Man Godfrey, you got to check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. Very well written and directed. And I guess a pretty good message behind it as well. So that's my thoughts on My Man Godfrey. What you guys think about it? If you've seen it, did you like it? Did you hate it? William Powell, very good actor. Like I said, I guess he made about 6 movies called The Thin Man, about a detective and his wife solving cases. I want to check that one out. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to pay for it. I try to watch these things for free. Well, you know, paying subscription, but I don't want to pay subscription plus the rental fee. Anyways, that's my troubles. Have a great day. Until next time, bye.